Hello, my name is Edna. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, click on the link below to subscribe to my channel so that way you can be kept up to date with any new videos which comes up. We're currently in the month of May and we're also currently going through a pandemic with regards to COVID-19. The month of May carries two important events for me, one of them being IBD awareness and the other one being mental health awareness. Now, IBD awareness is a topic which I want to speak to you about today. Now, what does IBD stand for? IBD stands for irritable bowel disease. So just from those three keywords, you know that I'm going to be talking about our bowels. Not in too much details, but what is irritable bowel disease? So irritable bowel disease can be anything from IBS, Crohn's, and ulcerative colitis. Now, I myself have a very close relationship with regards to IBD awareness, and reason being is I suffer from Crohn's disease. Now, what is Crohn's disease? The best way to describe Crohn's disease is to explain to you my experience with Crohn's. Now, I was first diagnosed with Crohn's 11 years ago in 2009. Previously, before diagnosis, in terms of symptoms, it's best to describe the symptoms I had to you with regards to Crohn's. So I was having a lot of night sweats. On top of the night sweats, I had a loss of appetite, so I couldn't eat. And when I did eat, I was always in constant pain. My stomach felt really bloated. It felt like it was on fire constantly. On top of that, I had a fissure, which is a tear around the rectal area. And then on top of that, I had hemorrhoids, and every time I went to the toilet, it felt like I was passing glass. And I was also losing a lot of blood every time I went to the toilet. And as a result of it, I also had anemia because I was losing blood all the time. Now, by the time I was diagnosed with Crohn's, I was weighing 46 kilos, which isn't great for someone of mine in terms of height and age. I am 5'7", so to be weighing 46 kilos, I was just skin and bones, saggy boobs and everything. I'll show you a picture, and this was before I was at my lowest weight as well. Now, when once I was finally diagnosed, I was put on some medication. I was put on azathioprine. Did not work. I had massive side effects from it. I was having night sweats. I was still having the chronic symptoms, so they had to take me off of that. And then I finally got put on infliximab infusion, but before infliximab infusion, I had to have iron infused into me, and I was having infliximab infusion every 2 weeks, and then gradually it went up. I'm currently still on infliximab, so I have it every 8 weeks. And even whilst I have been having infliximab infusion now, and although it has been working to help keep me in remission, I have had flare-ups. And something I've learned with regards to my odd flare-ups is I've had to change my diet and parts of my lifestyle. So I had to give up drinking alcohol, and I had to stop eating really hot, spicy food. Being Caribbean, that is already very difficult for me because having spicy food is like part of your culture. So I had to limit the amount of a kick I can have inside my food. So that was one of the major changes that I started making to my life in the beginning. I still had the odd flare-ups, and I also realized that part of those flare-ups were stress-related. Didn't really think so much about my diet. I was always at the gym, so for me that was one way that I could relieve stress. But then a year ago, I saw a dietitian who helped me out with figuring out what it is I should and couldn't eat to help me with managing my chronic symptoms along with my mental well-being, which I will speak to you about a lot more in my next video, which is all about managing stress and mental well-being, even more so in the current pandemic. Now, IBD awareness is an important thing. It is a hidden disability. Not many people understand it. You could look at someone and not know that they have this illness happening to them. And during times like this, if they are actually expressing it to you, it is very important that you show some form of kindness. At this present moment in time, a lot of people who are suffering from chronic illnesses like Crohn's and stuff, cancers or anything like that, because it's an immune affecting illness, we're all shielding at the moment. So we can't and should not really be leaving the house at this present moment in time, just because if we do catch COVID-19, we don't know the adverse side effects that it will have on our bodies. I'm going to end the video here, and I will say stay well and foxy, and see you next time. Bye!